Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
Going to start the podcast today with a question for you, Jodi, from email from murphysamandjodi.com. Patsy said, I heard Jodi talk about her healthy eating and that she binges one day a week.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think of it as a binge, sort of a cheat day. I treat myself to something about once a week.
Yeah. And it's not over the top when you do. It's just
I didn't even do it this weekend. I normally do it this on the weekends, Murphy, and I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
What do you usually do? Something small or?
Yes. I'm not a dessert. He'll do a dessert on his cheat day.
I figured that.
Right, but the thing is, I like to split dessert, so I had to bring half the dessert home with me because it's too much.
He tried. He was like, "Sure, you want to have a bite?"
Let me ask you this: when you split it and brought half home, who ate the other half?
It's actually still in the fridge right now.
No one.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
No one.
It's a really good. And I ate the other half.
Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me. Actually, it's a really good slice of blueberry top cheesecake.
Yeah.
Well, Patsy goes on to say, "Can Jodi share what foods, drinks, and snacks she eats? I don't know if I missed her sharing her diet plan on another episode, but would love to know more."
Oh, okay. So, Patsy, in the very beginning of the year, typical in January, I decided, you know what? I want to lose 8 to 10 pounds. My jeans were getting a little snug. I had not hopped on the scale. Christmas came and went, and I hopped on the scale. It's right around the same time Murphy says, I've got to lose my belly. I've got to lose some weight. And I was doing it anyway with you. Like I started cooking more healthy and shopping and stopped buying snacks for Murphy. And then I thought, you know what? I'd like to lose 8 or 10. My jeans are a little too tight, and I didn't realize my weight had inched up about 8 pounds. I weighed 8 pounds more than I thought I weighed, and I didn't like that. Mm-hmm. So I just started quietly, slow and steady. And I remember, Patsy, a week or two in, Murphy's like, I've lost 6 pounds. And I'm like, oh, men. Because he lost 6 pounds almost immediately just by changing what he ate.
But they say that's usually water weight, right? And something else.
Know.
It's two other things that
When you had lost 6, I had lost 2, and that was a hard 2 because I think the hardest part is the beginning.
But for men, though, it always goes that way.
I guess so.
I don't know about that.
Really?
How do you find that for you?
Well, when I've done it with spouses in the past, it's like I just instantly 10 pounds gone within a few days.
You're right, yeah. But when you're in your 30s, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As time goes on, it doesn't happen as fast because I have hit the big old plateau.
You've also been cheating a little more. I've noticed.
Only once a week.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, you're not on the exact same thing. You're not doing the same thing I'm doing.
No,
so,
I'm basically, I'm supplementing most proteins with protein shakes, and there's no candy and there's no snacking.
I'm doing something very different though. I'm counting everything, and I'm not just in a calorie deficit. So what the long story short is, to answer your question, I'll share with you some of the things I eat and the way I snack and what I'm doing. But I have lost 12 pounds. I didn't mean to. I set out to do 8 or 10, and I have lost 12, and I don't know how, but I'm happy about it because my clothes are fitting really, really well now, and I like the way I feel. But what I started to do, I didn't want to, Murphy was doing a lot of protein. I didn't want that much protein in my life. I'm just sitting there going, another chicken breast? Ugh. And so,
well, I mean, I have to supplement with it. It's impossible to get the amount of protein that I need.
Right.
You're supposed to have basically your weight in grams of protein is what you're supposed to have every day. And if you don't focus on that, regular food is not going to get that. It's not going to get you there.
I'm pretty sure I don't get that, but I do get a lot of proteins, but I just don't get it in the same way Murphy does. I just don't want to eat that much meat. So I eat like non-fat Greek yogurt. I eat a lot of that. I'm eating that right now while we do this podcast.
And it's good because you can put it in a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, and protein, yogurt, you can put in, you can use it a lot. But honestly, I just went back to make it easy for myself. Everybody has to lose weight the way they want to lose weight. Some people do low carb and some people do calorie deficit. I went back to the app that I had on my phone still, and it's not a commercial for it, but I was just Weight Watchers. It's the easiest thing in the world for me because it's really smart. They have done all the work for you. You get a lot of protein and a lot of vegetables. If you're hungry at the end of the day and you can't have points anymore, there are things that you can eat. Like you can have pickles and you can have vegetables. You can have a boiled egg. And so I just brought that app back up and made it active again, like my account. And now that's what I've done. That's how I lost 12 pounds. I didn't even realize until the other day. I'm like, oh, I've lost 12.
Yeah.
Wow. I told Murphy this yesterday. I don't even plan to lose much more because I don't want to buy a whole new wardrobe. I don't even know where that 12 pounds was on me.
I think that's wonderful. And I can see the difference. And usually when you're with somebody, it's very difficult to see the difference.
Yeah.
But I've been using, but just not as religiously, Lose It, which is, an app. MyFitnessPal and Lose It really are the two top ones.
Of course, he has more than one app.
I don't have MyFitnessPal though,
oh, okay.
and I'm not using Weight Watchers right now. I had before. I like that because points are easy to track. It's very easy. But I'm type 1 diabetic, which complicates matters for me.
Yes.
Because it's I'm just managing a whole lot of stuff. And Sam, if you want to know, there's a twofold reason for me on the candy and the bag snacks is that you roll your eyes every time I say I'm not eating candy because I know how difficult that is to give up.
Yeah.
But it's not just about losing weight. For me, I'm 30 to 50% blocked in the arteries, which is pretty common for Americans, right? And so that's the part that, people don't tend to think about. It's like, well, I'm comfortable with my weight. Well, then there's nothing wrong with being comfortable with your weight. You have to remember what you're eating and what it's actually doing to your insides long term. And if you're, if your genetics are such that that's not going to be a problem for you, that's awesome, But if it's not, it's not. And so it's not worth taking, the chance on. So that's really where my happy medium on that was just to eliminate the preservative stuff as much as I can, as Jodi will tell you. It was enough for me to lose the initial 10 to 12 pounds, whatever that is. It was really frustrating when I went to the doctor's office recently because he only showed me as losing 6.
Oh, it's doctor scales, though.
6, but the problem is it was doctor scale to doctor scale.
Oh.
And what I think happened, though, is last year, and I actually do know that this is what happened, I wound up I gained 8 to 10 pounds last year, probably after I saw him. So I really have lost somewhere in the 15-pound, arena because I was playing catch up and I did not realize, that. Because when I got on the scale at home after Christmas and I was 206 or 207, and on the doctor's scale, his scale always adds 7 to 8 pounds. It would have been 214. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, when I realized that, it's like, oh, I gained weight, and then I lost back, and then I'm down. But that's the thing that to me is the biggest difference maker because I'm not going to give up the foods that I actually do enjoy eating. I'm just going to try to enjoy things that are either prepared at home or in a restaurant. That's all made by somebody and not necessarily coming in a wrapper. Right.
Which stay in your body longer and causes more inflammation, all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like I'm on some, health kick where I've kicked all. I drink diet drinks. And there's some new study out now.
I drink diet drinks.
There's a new study out now that says, and again, you know how these studies are. It talks about gut health in general and that artificial sweeteners genetically, for some reason, it gets passed down. It can be passed down and create gut and digestion issues in your children and so on. But again, it's tough to cut out everything in your life. You know what I mean? And it gets too expensive to do it. To go fully clean on, ironically, costs a lot of money to do that, to eat everything 100% fresh. And
I think everything is expensive. That they say too that people who used to love to roll into the drive-thru cannot believe how much it costs for lunch anymore, even at a drive-thru. I think the average cost is $12 to $15 for one meal, at a drive-thru for like an adult meal. But anyway, to answer your question, Patsy, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, sorry, I went on a big tangent there.
It's okay. It's okay. That's what I do when I decide that I want to lose weight is I do Weight Watchers because I don't have to think. I know about how it also teaches you about nutrition. When I'm really hungry and it's nighttime, you know me, Murphy, I will pile up, foods that are nutrient rich, but in volume. Mm-hmm. like a big salad with like stuff in it, all this stuff in it that's not high in points. It fills me up, and it works. That fills me up instead of eating a small one little, I don't know, cheeseburger or something like that, which I could, but I'd rather more bites. Does that make sense?
A quarter cup rice serving size.
Right.
Wink, wink.
Right. So that's what keeps me. So my snacks, to answer her though, I eat a lot of Greek yogurt as I really like it.
Do you put stuff in it though for the flavor? Or
yes. If I buy non-fat plain Greek yogurt, most people can't eat that by itself. I'll drop
I have to
artificial
sweeten it too.
sweetener in it.
Sweetener. Or,
sometimes those little, I don't know if they're called Mio, but those little flavored, you can squirt that in there and eat it. Murphy's got chocolate protein powder at the house, and I put that in there. It's like, wow, it tastes like chocolate. He's got one that tastes like Cocoa Pebbles. I'm like, dang, I'll take that. But that's not the first. Like, and this sounds like me being some sort of nutritionist, but I love fresh fruits and vegetables. I will eat a big, fat, yellow, golden, delicious apple. Mm-hmm. I eat an apple almost every day. Mm-hmm. You know, that if you can train yourself to be satisfied with that as your snack, it is delicious, and it's a high nutrient food. Yeah. I don't believe that there is any shortcut. I only wanted to lose 10 pounds. I like myself. I'm not trying to lose 10 more, but that means I like my size. I just wanted to be more comfortable in my clothing. I don't believe there's a shortcut. Yes, I mean, you could do, and a lot of people do, the injections and all that right now, but as soon as you stop those, your body is not going to do that anymore. So to me, I would rather just change my life, and it was slow and steady. Probably, do the math. How many pounds a month was that? We're almost to the end of April. It's not that much. It was slow, So
it's going to be a while for me to get there.
But slow and steady wins the race. And we posted that in one day in, I think, February, that you're playing the long game. Just keep playing. Don't obsess. If you go for a week and the scale doesn't budge, if you keep doing what you're doing, your body will eventually respond. And your body, Murphy, we've talked about this. I talked about this with our producer, Faith, the other day. Don't get discouraged if you're doing everything right and your body's not budging. Your body is protecting you. Your body is biologically made to do that if you got dropped in the middle of the wilderness, your body is holding on to your fat stores to keep you alive. Yeah. It's doing the opposite of what you're trying to do.
That's the excuse I'm going to use.
Yeah. I believe in the basics with all things. Mm-hmm. I believe in getting a good night's sleep. I believe in good skincare. You can't fudge that. There's no miracle cure for that. Now, I know in the times we live in, there are little, seemingly, with weight loss, miracle things. Go get the injections and you have no appetite, or I've never had them. I don't know. And for some people, they do work and they're wonderful. I just didn't want to go that route when I just wanted to lose 10 pounds.
Yeah.
And I do exercise a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I think you go whatever route is the one that is going to help you get to your goals that makes medical sense and your doctor says, is okay to do. The trick about being a guy in your 50s is it's belly weight that sticks, and that's just it's a thing. And the studies do show that the longer that you wait, the more sedentary that you are, the less likely you actually are to burn it and get it away, even if you try to start. It's never too late to start. But Jodi, you remember this? I was quite sedentary until I was 36, 37 years old.
Working all the time.
I worked all the time, right.
You still work all the time, but you do have more movement in your life.
But I've been doing regular resistance training for almost 16, 17 years now. And so I absolutely feel the benefits of that, which I love because I don't feel any different. I mean, I've got energy, I've got everything that that I need, but nothing that I do seems to burn the belly. But I'm still failing to do one thing despite changing my diet, and that's increasing the amount of cardio that I'm doing, which I could do on a treadmill. I need to find the 30 minutes to do it.
Yeah.
I need to take the 30 minutes, honestly, is what it is.
You probably should incorporate it into some sort of, I know you love to read. Why don't you get some audio books to listen to while you walk, some things that you wanted to consume anyway.
Yeah.
Another thing, is it Patsy?
Patsy.
That I meant to say that I'm doing that not everyone has to do. I don't do it perfectly, but I do attempt, you know this, Murphy, to not eat past 6 p.m. So it's almost like a little mini fast every night too. I try not to eat late. I don't sleep as well when I've eaten and tried. I just don't sleep as well. I sleep better on an empty stomach. There are a lot of people in that community, in the medical community, in the weight loss world, who will say fasting is the way. Like fasting, your body is going to burn your fat stores if you will go to sleep on an empty stomach. Go to sleep hungry is one trick. I actually didn't do that rule for myself for that reason. I did it because I was not sleeping good, and sleep is so important to me. Good sleep is so important to me. I want to go to bed on an empty stomach so I can sleep better.
And you find a difference?
I do. I wake up more if I eat a little something. And Murphy likes to eat like a cereal at night or a yogurt before he goes to bed. And I stopped doing that with you, and I was finding that I was sleeping better.
Really?
Yeah. So
yeah, I can't go to bed hungry, but I'm not eating the volume.
Right.
That actually is a big change. Eating a little bit earlier and not making dinner the biggest meal of the day, I sleep a whole lot better than I used to. If I'm going to eat a big meal, it's going to be the lunch. You know, that's the one that I'm going to.
You can burn it.
You know, go all in on.
Patsy also mentioned drinks. I know you both said diet drinks. You're still doing, but
I drink a lot of water, and that's because I do hot yoga, and you have to hydrate if you're going to expect to last through one of those sessions. But I do drink a lot of water, and I do drink diet drinks. I know all the studies, but that's a cheat for me because sometimes it's such a treat. It's like, the creamy coconut Dr. Pepper Zero is like dessert to me.
Well, they've always said pick your poison.
That's my poison.
And for me, and it's not the rationalization, but I mean, I feel like, I quit smoking cigarettes 26 years ago. I quit drinking alcohol on May 19th, 2011. And so if I'm going to enjoy, an artificial sweetener, which may or may not have some impact on me, great.
Yeah.
I don't have any issue with that whatsoever. But I am trying to be, it's sensible. I think about my grandmother when I said it's never too late to start. My grandmother was one who never really did. She would go back and forth like anybody. She struggled with her weight a lot of her life. She was only 4'10", and then she started getting frustrated when she couldn't keep the weight on later years. But it was in her late 60s when she was riding a stationary bicycle, and into her 80s was walking on a treadmill every single day.
Yeah.
And I've got to believe that to a certain degree, that's why she lived to be 97 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't move around, it's not going to function for you,
Yeah.
And so it's a blend of all of them, but I don't think any of them have to be to the extreme.
No.
I don't want to starve myself to lose weight.
And like at this point, I've lost 12 pounds, but I mean, I may go back up.
Yeah.
I just don't know, but that's how I did it. And I didn't, like I said, it was a surprise to me when I hopped on the scale the other day. I was like, that's 12 pounds. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
That's great though.
I admire Jodi's discipline so much just because, well, for one thing, when she goes into, the weight mode, we're both going to eat better. And so, I mean, we want it supporting each other, but Jodi is super disciplined when it comes to that. And you've never really been a dessert person or any of those things. For me, I'm indulgent, but what I'm trying to do with what the most recent change, and by the way, I don't miss the bag snacks or any of it. I actually don't want them.
Good.
And if I do decide I'm going to have a piece of candy, then great, I can, but I don't keep it around me, and it's not part of the habit. My new habit is just, it really is a treat, which is really what it should be anyway. In dietary terms.
And finding good substitutes.
Yes, right.
He's bought this protein powder that he bought, and it's really good. It's chocolate flavored. And what did you put in it the other day? Something you... I put the the sugar-free coffee mate into it, a little bit of to give it a coconutty taste, and it was great. I mean, he's having fun playing with that,
but
and that's good.
Those aren't really weight loss. I mean, because they're like 200 calories a serving, but it's really the protein supplement to me as much as anything else. But it does hold me.
It helps you feel full.
Yeah.
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 Look,
it's not because I am so indulgent that if we were to go eat out twice in one day before I did all this, I'd probably be open to having soup and then the sandwich and whatever else I was going to have. And I've cut out a lot of the grains too. Now, if somebody's making fresh French bread or something like that, that's fine. But sandwich bread, all of that, I mean, I've cut most of that out. You're talking about a half cup of rice a minute ago. The easiest thing for me on rice and pasta is just to have more of the meat sauce that I enjoy anyway. Yeah. I don't have to have all the rice.
You still have some of it, but just not as much.
Enough that it's there, but it doesn't take up the whole thing.
Yeah.
And my blood sugar is better for it. In fact, this weekend when Jodi and I did go out, I grossly miscalculated what I ate, and had the worst blood sugar high that I've had probably in 4 months. It was over 400 for a little while. Very uncomfortable. I don't like being there, and I was mad at myself for doing that. But it was two high fat things plus that that dessert, and that's where the fat sneaks up on you because it doesn't start spiking your blood sugar for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours after you've eaten it, and so we're visiting with Jodi's mom, and I'm wondering why I can't put a word together and feeling funny. And sure enough, that's because I went too far. But from the weight standpoint, I mean, next day, right back on it.
Final thing for Patsy to answer her question. Wants to know what I'm eating. When I count, it's with Weight Watchers, which means you can eat anything. You just have to count it all.
Yes.
And if you're doing a calorie deficit, you just have to count it all. If you're doing a carb thing, you need to count carbs and really learn and understand what foods are high carb and what foods are low carb. And we are living in a time where you can find all of this information is there for you. You can find it all. You just have to decide what you're going to do and stick with it. Whatever you are going to do, decide and stick with it, and your body will respond. But you are playing the long game. And honestly, when I look at my diet over the last 4 months where this has slowly happened, it has been the long game. And it's not a huge loss. I don't think 12 pounds is massive. It's like, wow. Some people wouldn't even be able to tell on me. I can feel it in my clothes. But it is a lot of lean proteins, and it's a lot of fiber, vegetables, and fruits. That's what I eat mostly. And then my dairy is low-fat dairy, like yogurt, things like that. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I can think to tell you, Patsy.
And, depending on where you are in this timeline, as silly as this is going to sound, because it was one that I had to really get a grasp on, was reading labels. The labels exist for a reason. When we were kids, most food didn't have those labels at all on them. And so having an understanding of what you're actually eating is really the key to getting to where you can actually start to then say, if I do want to cheat, exactly. And if you don't care about the labels, then you're turning a blind eye to it, right? Yeah. Exactly.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.